Hi guys, Angie Bell with My Fairy Treasures. Okay, you guys, we're back. We're back to finish this up, I think, in this video. So I think this is the third one, and we're going to finish this whole spread up. And it's Mermaids and Gnomes. So as you guys can see on this page here, I went ahead. Remember I told you I got these gnomes from Dreamz, etc. She has a whole paper pad of gnomes, and it's her Christmas one, but I'm using it also just for all year round because I love gnomes and deer and all kinds of things. So I took pieces from her paper pad and collaged them all together on this side. So I hope you guys like that. I think that looks precious. You guys check out Dreamz, etc. I have a link to her below. Now on the other side, I started, like always, I got started with my girl. Let me see if I can bring this down. I got started with my girl, with my mermaid, and I got started on the hair on this side and a lot of her antlers. So we'll finish up, and I didn't do her skin yet, and I didn't do the other side of her hair. I also got started on her mermaid tail. So let's get started. We're gonna do her face and her body. Then we'll go to the hair, and anyway, we'll see how much we can get done in the next hour. So we may do 2 more sessions on this whole thing. We'll see. Okay, so let me come in a little bit closer. Hopefully I don't mess anything up trying to do this. I want to come in a little bit closer on her, on the face and the body, because I'm going to be working close. Okay, so let me do this, and so if I have to move you guys for a second, just bear with me. Hopefully we don't have any crashes. Oh my goodness. I don't know why everything is going haywire. All right. All I'm trying to do is come in closer, and everything goes haywire. Thought this would be easier than it is. Okay. There we go. The issue is that my book is so big that I work with. So as soon as you change something, you know. Okay, I think that's close enough. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, let's get started. Okay, the first thing I like to do is I like to take the skin for the face and the body and put a base coat on it. So I have whatever my skin tone is going to be, basically the lightest part of the skin tone. So what I use, in fact, I have some leakage here, just a second. Right. What I use is I use a thing called Stencils. The color's called Stencils, and it's by Jane Davenport. You guys know I use mostly her stuff. I love her stuff. It's called Stencils, and it's her incredible inks. So this is what it looks like. Now, I discovered something. She had a bottle. I bought 3 bottles of this because I got them on sale. One of the bottles, the color is different. It's like more of a rust color, which is really weird. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that one. But I bought them a long time ago. Hopefully she's still selling that incredible ink. A lot of times a lot of places she's not selling it anymore. She's only selling stuff at her own website, JaneDavenport.com. You might still be able to get that at Michael's. I'm going to look that up today and see if you can still get that at Michael's. So Hobby Lobby don't have any more of her stuff anymore. I don't think Joanne's ever carried it. So anyway, so I take that incredible ink, and what you need to do is you need to add water to make it whatever tone you want. I want her to be more of a woman of, like, I want her to be a darker skin tone color. So I mixed a little bit of water in this. If you want quite a bit lighter skin tone, then mix more water. So you just experiment with how much water you add, but it makes a really good base for skin tone color. So, and I got that idea from her, like, 4 or 5 years ago. She was talking about that. She goes, oh, I like to use this for the skin tone color. And I've been addicted to it ever since. So whenever I finally run out, which it'll be a while because I have like 3 or 4 bottles of it, I will be sorry. I'm very sorry. So I will be searching for something else if I can't continue to get that. Okay, so let me mix this up a little bit, make sure everything's even. Now, I don't use it straight out of the bottle. I do mix, even if I want a darker skin tone, I still mix a little bit of water in there. If you use it straight out, it gets real splotchy for some reason. So, just do a little, and people are going to ask me, what are the exact proportions? I don't know. Just experiment with it. Because it depends on the skin tone that you want to get. So I could say this, and you could be like, okay, that's too light, that's too dark. So you just need to kind of experiment with what you want. And another thing when you're doing the skin tone, don't keep going over. Like if you've already touched that surface once, unless you missed it, like I missed it right here and I missed it right here. Don't keep going over and over it or you'll get splotchy also. So, all right, we'll let that dry. Moving on down to the neck and the back. I'm skipping that area right there because that's her strap. We're going to give that a different color. All right, so now we got her base color on her skin. The reason I'm leaving her eye alone is because I'm going to put eyeshadow. Well, you know what? Never mind. I'm not going to do that because I'm only going to do a little bit of eyeshadow. So actually, we're going to lightly hit the eye. Sometimes I don't hit the eye because I'm using such a darker skin tone color. So when I do the eyeshadow, color, it doesn't, the eyeshadow color is more true, but I'm going to use a really dark eyeshadow color, so it's not going to probably matter. Okay, so let's dry this really quickly. I forgot to touch her ear. So let me do that really quickly. There we go. Sorry, my dryer is still on, so just a second. This is real time in the art studio. Wouldn't you guys rather see the real time in the art studio? I know I do. I like to see what's really going on when people are creating things. So you're getting to see it. Okay. So there's our skin tone. And you know what? I'm trying to think if I should come in closer. I probably should. People are like, oh gosh, she's going in closer. There we go. That's what I need. Because you know all hell breaks loose when I go in closer. Okay, so next thing, another Jane Davenport, which I love. It's her Palette Pastel birthday suit. Okay, it looks like this. I'm up so close, it's hard for me. I don't know if it looks like it's a little bit, but this is it right here. You guys have seen this before. Okay. Again, she clearanced these out at a lot of places. I'm not sure if she's still carrying them on her site, or if she's still carrying them on JaneDavenport.com. You know what I'll do is everything I've used, you guys, below, I will let you know if they're on, where they're at. If you can get them at Michael's still, or if you can get them at least on JaneDavenport.com. Michael's used to carry, especially this line right here that looks like the makeup palettes. They carried everything, but then they got rid of a whole bunch of stuff, but they were still carrying some others. So I'll research it out for you. And I'm researching out for myself too. Okay, so let's begin with the shading. Okay, so I'm going to use a makeup brush. That's how I like to apply this. I'm going to use just the tip of it. And I'm using this this brown color that's really pretty. I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to see it, but I'm using this color here, and then I'm going to even deepen it with that color there. I love these pan pastel for doing faces. You can do the eyeshadow, you can do the lips, you can do the lips with it. You can use this for a lot of other things also, but I just really love this. Also, because I'm working in such a small area, I kind of got it where I don't want it. It erases, you guys. You can erase it easily. Isn't that cool? So you don't have to be worried if you get it somewhere where you don't want it. You can erase it. So that's kind of cool too. Let me just look in my mirror here, make sure you guys are seeing everything. Why is it blurry? What the heck is going on? I'm glad I looked at that. Okay, let me come out a little bit. I don't know why it got blurry. Okay, let me see. All right, you guys, that's as close as I'm going to be able to come in. For some reason, it got blurry when I got. Okay, let's see if it gets blurry now. All right, sorry about that, you guys. What the heck? Okay, let me repeat that just in case you guys didn't. Okay, perfect. At least you can see the palette better too now that I'm not so close up. This is the palette that I'm talking about. Okay, this is what it looks like. She made it to look like, she has a whole line a few years. She made it look like it was an eyeshadow palette. She made the whole line look like it was makeup. And I love it. Okay, now the two colors I'm using is I'm using this color right now. And then to even deepen the skin tone, I'm going to use that color. So just letting you guys know. Okay. So sorry about that, you guys. Anything that was blurred out and you didn't see it for a second. Sorry about that. So, okay, so I just lined that, put that color in, right? So now I'm going to go back over it and blend it out with the tip of my eyeshadow brush. I think an eyeshadow brush is the best way to apply this. We want the shading to be pretty heavy over here because her hair is right here, and that's going to put a big shadow, right, on this side of her face. Okay. And we can have a little less right here of the shading. We don't need that much. There we go. That's why I love these, because they're so super forgiving. All right, let's take that same color and go to the other side of her face here and put some shading in. It's going to be shaded, but not as heavily over here. Okay, and also right here, I want to keep it highlighted a little bit right here. So I'm going to erase back a little bit right there. Perfect. And then I gotta turn my book for a second, you guys. So I don't know if hopefully I'm still in frame. Let me see. Yeah, I am. Good. Because I needed to. So now I'm going to go back over it and blend it out a little bit. Okay. There we go. Let me see what you're seeing. There we go. And then I'm going to take, on the other side of my blender here, of my makeup sponge, I'm going to take that darker brown color, right on the tip again, wipe a little off because it gets intense. And I'm going to go right on the edge, just to deepen this a little bit more. And blend that out. And we'll do that to the other side too, just a little bit. Okay, and I got a little bit in the hair, no big deal. Because I just wanted it right along the hairline a little deeper, I got pretty close on the hair, but you can erase it off, it's no major. You know, I need to touch the ears up a little bit. So let's go to the ears. We'll put some dark here, and we'll put some dark here. Okay. Use my eraser a little bit to take it out of the hair. There we go. Just going in with that deeper color a little bit more. There we go. Love it. I'm just looking at the nose area. I want to do a little shading on the nose. I think I'm going to use a pencil on the nose because, and the reason I'm going to use a pencil on the nose is because it's just too small for me to use this big, huge thing. Okay, so now we're going to go to the body and we're going to do some shading on the body. This Q-tip is really about to wear the heck out. Okay. Not Q-tip, eyeshadow applicator. All right, so let's do some shading here. Heavy shading here and here. Pretty heavy because whenever you're in the crux, like right there, you need to, you know, get in there and do some heavy shading because it's dark in there. And then this needs to be pretty heavily shaded on this side because her hair is hitting here. So it's going to create a shadow, right? It's not going to be a lot of light, isn't going to be able to enter on this side because her hair is hitting here heavily. Right? And we'll blend that out. Do a little blending. So you don't ever really want to leave like a heavy line right there. You put that line in, but then you want to blend it. Right? Okay, let's go to the other side. Let's do some shading over here. Okay. And we're gonna, I gotta turn my book so I can blend out. So let's see if I'm in frame still. Barely. Okay. So forgive me if I ever just look, it starts looking awkward when I'm working. Like I said, I gotta be in frame under this camera. I'm working in this really big art journal. So it's just, it's awkward. I'm gonna bring this out just a little bit down here. It is awkward. So if I look awkward sometimes, it just is. Okay. All right, let's look and see what you guys are seeing. Yeah, perfect. So you don't have to make a comment like, that just looked awkward. Oh, because it is. All right, now I'm going to take that darker brown and just hit the edges. Especially hit up and through the cruxes right here. Like right here. It's fine to be really nice and dark, like right in through there, because really you don't, it's, there's just no light there. You're going to hit that darker brown right here on the edge. We're going to hit it on the crux down here and on the edge here. Okay. Let's take it out of the hair a little bit. Isn't that so cool that I can just erase it like wherever I don't want it and it gets in there? So cool. It helps take like the fear out of things sometimes when you can do that. And then let's just go over and just blend that brown, that deeper brown, into the other brown that I just put in there. Just a little blending. Just a little mucking about. There we go. Love it. We need to put a color on that strap right there. I'm trying to see if I see a color that I want to put on there right now. Do I want it to be like pink? Of course I do. And usually I would do a lot of, do some shading, but it's so small, you guys. We're just going to color it, and I might put a little highlight in there later on, and that's probably what I'll do. Let me get another makeup brush. that color. Close enough. Okay, so here's another one of those palettes. These pastel palettes that she makes look like eyeshadow palettes. Isn't that so cool? And her artwork's on top. This one's called Chilled. And these are the colors. And you can see I use the heck out of it. It looks like a real eyeshadow pad, doesn't it? Isn't it so cool? Oh, obsessed. I'm going to use this color right there. Shocker. Some people are like, oh, shocker, Angela. So shocked that that's the color you're going to use. We all know. I love pink. Ooh, that's the perfect pink color. And we'll throw little highlights on here. I might throw a little shading on here, like on the edges. We'll see. Like I said, it's so damn small. It's just a little strap. It's not that intense. There we go. That looks really pretty, that pink against her skin. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so her skin tone is done. Are we done with the skin? Oh, yeah, I think we're done with the skin. I do got to get my pencil out and just shade her nose a little bit, which we'll do in a second. Let's do the eyes next, though. Okay, so for the eyes, I want to use watercolor. And I think I'm going to use, which one am I using? This one. I have all three of her palettes. These are all three. I have all three of them. My favorite one is this one. I use this one a lot. Jane Davenport, you guys, she just came up with a new watercolor whole system where you can make 60 different colors yourself. And she has sparkle that you can mix in it. It's $200. You can only order it from her website. But I do think it's worth it. I think I am going to go ahead and buy it. It's $200. I'm like, oh my God. But it's so fabulous. And it's my favorite artist. And my favorite, stuff, my favorite, what is this stuff called? Watercolor to use, or just, art stuff to use. Whew, sometimes my brain just leaves my body. Okay. All right, what color do we want our eyes? I didn't even think about what color I want our eyes. You know what? Let's pop it. You guys know my favorite color eye is green. I usually choose that. And if I do a green eye, it's going to really pop it. So, I don't want anything to drip. This is what I'm using right here. I'm going to use that Jiminy Cricket green. I love a green eye. So, here we go. And a green eye really, really popped. Look how it just, her face just comes alive as soon as we put that eye color in there. All right, all of that just for that. Okay, we're going to let that dry. And while that dries, let's do her lips. Her lips, I'm going to use, now this is a really old product and I love it. It comes in this little tin and they're pastels again, but they're cream pastels. Aren't those fabulous? And this is what it looks like. So if you can run into this you might have to buy on eBay. I haven't seen this. This was, like I said, I bought all of this like 3 years ago. Most of this stuff because that's when she had come out with her line at Michael's. And we were all going crazy trying to get it, the people who love her stuff. So I got all of her stuff. Then I doubled up on everything I liked when, I'm going to use this color. Which one am I going to use? I think I'm going to use this one. I doubled up on everything that I loved of hers because I was like, I'll die if, you know, she doesn't keep restocking this line every year. And it happened. A lot of stuff wasn't restocked after a while. So I'm glad I doubled up. And then Michael's got rid of a lot of her stuff, and then so did Hobby Lobby, and then a lot of it ended up at Tuesday morning. So I just went and I collected. So I'm like 2 or 3 deep on everything, most like 3 deep. It didn't happen over time, especially once they started clearancing some of the stuff out. I was like, oh my gosh. So I didn't buy everything doubled or tripled upon, just the stuff that I really like that I use, you know. And I truly believe in that. If it's something that you really like and you use constantly, and you don't think that they're going to be, you know, restocking that, and it's something you use in your artwork, I mean, I would highly suggest, you know, get as much of it stocked up as you can if it's something you really, really like. There we go. And that's such a little small area to focus on that much, but it's her lips. They're important. We'll put some little highlights in her lips. A lot of times when I'm working with a larger face, like if I was working with, you know, a large face, her lips, I would then go and I would line the lips with a pencil, a colored pencil. But I'm not going to line her lips on this because her lips are so small. We'll just do highlights on her lips. All right, we're going to continue to let the eyes dry for another couple of seconds. We're going to deal with her nose now. And I'm going to use a pencil to do some shading on her nose. And a lot of times I would still use what I used to shade, you know, her body and her face. But it's such a small area that I'm just going to use a pencil. Just a second. I'm over here testing what pencil I want to use. I think this one. So I'm looking at. I like to use Prismacolor pencils, and I also use Jane Davenport's pencils. Don't I have any other pencil colors over here? I already have a bunch of stuff pulled over here on the side. Yeah, I'm going to use this one, I think. It's Burnt Ochre by Prismacolor Pencil. It's a Prismacolor pencil. Prismacolor Premier. And I'm just going to just shade here and here. Just that little bit. Hopefully you guys saw that. Also, do I want to do a little shading on her nose? Well, let me just try. I think I want to do a little shading here, you know, just to kind of go up a little bit. So let me remove my watercolor palette out of the way. I was going to do it with the pencil, which you can also erase if you don't like what you did. But I'm going to use my palette, my pastel palette again. Okay, sorry guys, I'm still here testing out some things real quick. Yeah, I don't know if I like that. Okay. It's such a small little area over here. That I think I'm going to leave it alone. I might try pencil. Do I want to try pencil? Now, you guys, usually what I do is I usually, like right here, I do a little shading, but it's so small right there, and I have this shadow going. I'm just going to leave that alone because it's such a small little area. Okay. Sometimes you got to know when to stop. All right, so now I want to put a little bit of shading in the eyes, to give the eyes a little bit of a grass green. So let's see if I can't come in a little bit closer without it doing that again. Just a little bit. Okay, let's hopefully it doesn't start that crap again. Okay. So I'm taking this grass green Prismacolor Premier pencil, and just on the, just right in the crux, I'm adding a little bit of this grass green in. And this really gives more dimension to the eye color and gives more color to the eye color. And then I'm going to use my blender pencil and just blend it a little bit. Okay. There we go. Love it. Okay, so then I'm going to take a my micron. I think I want to take the 08. Do I? Or do I want to take one a little bit smaller? I think I want to take one that's a little bit smaller. And we're going to go around her eye, like eyeliner, to redefine the eye and to create a little bit of liner. But I need a little bit smaller pen. I'm looking for a little bit smaller micron. Might use a 2. Okay. So first I'm going to go around the eye just to define it. Okay, just go around everything to give a little more definition. I'm even going to touch up the eyeball. Now I'm going to go to the lower lash line and go a little heavier on that. And that looks I want it to look like a heavy eyeliner. I also need to put some lashes in on the lower. Okay. Love it. I want to go a little heavier on this liner. Just a little bit more heavy. I love a heavy eyeliner. Perfect. Okay, so then let's just give her some lashes at the bottom. Usually I already have lashes, but I redefine them anyway, but usually I have lashes on the bottom. And then let's just redefine the lashes here. I like a nice dramatic eye. I love eyeshadow. I love a lot of eyelashes. We may redefine those lashes again here in a second. Let's put some eyeshadow on. And we're going to use the pastels again for the eyeshadow. Let me pull one of my palettes out. I love using these palettes. It's like we're using an eyeshadow palette. Okay, so this one I'm going to use Chilled again. And I want to do like a smoky eye on her. So a sexy smoky eye. And I love that color for the sexy smoky eye. So do that here. And what you want to do with any of your art supplies. That was the word I was looking for. I love Jane Davenport art supplies. Woo, sometimes. You really want to play around with your art supplies and learn the different colors. Like swatch them all just really quickly. Swatch everything so you really have a feeling for what colors are. Because just like eyeshadow palettes, just because you swatch, because you look at it, and then when you swatch it, you're like, oh, that's a different color than I thought. The same thing happens with this palette too. So, yeah. Love it. That looks good. So just like that, I'm giving it a smoky eye. I just took that color and just put it like that, and I love it. Okay. And there's her smoky eye. Do I want to blush her cheeks a little bit? Now, normally I do blush the cheeks, but I'm thinking not in this one. And the reason I'm thinking not is because there's not a whole lot of area, and I've already done such a great shadow job right here, blending it out. I think we're going to forego blush. So we're not going to do blush today, which is weird because I'm so used to always doing blush. But we are going to put some fairy dust and some highlights on her face. So just some cheapy white acrylic apple barrel paint. Oh, I'm getting hungry. Should have ate before. I'm doing this at 7:30 in the morning. I'm trying to start my day out with magic. And I try to create, every world I create, I try to create a magical fairy mermaid world. And I'm trying to start my mornings out with doing my art first. What a great way to start your morning out. And I know that sounds great. And what if you work? Well, maybe get up an hour early and go do some mixed media, go do some artwork, or whatever it is that you like to do. So you're kind of giving yourself permission every day to do what you love. What a novel idea, huh? Giving yourself permission to do what you love. But we should be doing that. I think so anyway. Okay. We need to put a, let me see. We need to put a catch light in her eyes. So we're going to put it right now. And I'm working with such a small little eyeball here. There we go. But I need to kind of be careful. There we go. Isn't going to take much for to put the catch light in there. Yeah, that looks good. I'm going to go over, I want to go over the eyelashes a little bit more. Oh, don't want that. Let me go over these eyelashes a little bit more heavily. Yeah, this is what I needed. I'm going over them with at 0.08. They just need to be defined more. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. And you know what? I want a little bit nuts with the catch light, so let's just add a little more black back in, taking away some of the catch light. Perfect. And then let's do a little catch light on the lips. And I'm using a very small brush. I'm using a liner brush. Okay. If you want these mermaidy liner brush or paint brushes, period, you get them at Hobby Lobby in the section where you buy the craft paint. So we're just throwing a little catch light on the lips. Okay. There we go. Love. And sometimes I throw a little fairy dust on the eyes, like right here, and I think we're going to do that. Yep, we are. So just the fairy dust is just little white dots, and it just adds a little extra. It's just being a little extra. Sometimes I take those fairy dot, those little dots like that, and I'll do it on the eyeliner also, but I'm not going to on this whole thing. Okay. All right, on her strap, I'm going to go ahead and do some shading on her strap right now. I'm going to use Jane Davenport's Kiss, and just right on the edges, deepen that edge on that side and here. Just to give a little shading. And then blend that out with my blender pencil. But I could have chosen a shade that's a little bit deeper. I thought that was going to be deep enough. Many of these are a color called Process Red, which I'm going to get out. Processed red is not red. It's basically a pink color. Well, it's also mulberry. I wonder if the mulberry will work. No, I think processed red. So anyway, processed red is a really pretty pink color that Prismacolor makes, like a magenta type of pink. It has nothing to do with red. So I don't even know why they ever called it red. Here it is. Processed red. And it's like a magenta color. So let's just, yeah, this is it. This will deepen it a little bit. Okay. Just to add a little bit of more shading with that, which I thought needed it. And then let's blend that out. So what I always do is I always add my lighter color first, right? And put that base down. And then to do the shading, then you come in with your darker colors. You may come with a darker and then come in with a medium color, and then you have your light color right there in the middle, which was already there, right? But with a blender pencil, you can just you can put your lightest color down, no matter what product you're using. Then take a pencil or whatever you're going to use and put your darker in, right? And then when you blend it with the pencil, if you use a pencil, you use your blender, you blend it out to the next lightest shade, and then you end up with the lighter shade in the middle. So I hope I was clear about that. Hopefully some people are like, girl, you just confused the hell out of me. Okay, I am loving her. I think she looks pretty. I hope you guys like her. I think she looks really, really pretty. Okay, what time do we have here? All right, let's go to those antlers. Now, you guys love the antlers. You guys get ready, because I'm going to be putting antlers on a lot of my girls. I love those antlers. I think they're the bomb. So this next series of girls may have antlers. I sound crazy, but I don't care. I love me some antlers. Okay, so the colors I'm using on the antlers are, what am I using? Oh, the base color I used on the antlers was a Jane Davenport watercolor. So first I painted all of them. What color did I use? What color did I use? I think I used, yeah, I used this buff color right here. So in her watercolor palette, I used the buff and did all of those. I base coated it with that. Okay. And it's her gold palette. And if you don't have that, you saw the color I used. So you don't have to have that exact color, of course. Okay. And then the other colors I'm using to put the color and shade and everything is Dark Umber, Prismacolor Premier, and Prismacolor Premier Burnt Ochre. Okay, so what I like to do, let me turn this a little bit, see if I'm still in frame. No, I'm not. Wait, yes I am. I like to start down here at the bottom with the Dark Umber. Make sure I have my blending pencil close by. Where is it? Here it is. I'm going to have my dark umber color, and I start at the base with medium pressure, which is what I usually start out with, medium pressure, and then take my blender pencil and blend it. I kind of like working with a blender pencil that's not very sharp. Like, I'm really kind of pushing it right now, but look how dull that is. It blends it really good like that. I like it. Now I'm going to take this dark umber color right on the outside of this. And I like to do a lot of watercolor base first and then shading with pencil. Okay, you know what? This is too damn dull. I'm going to have to sharpen it. Okay, so let me sharpen this really quick. It does get to a point where, yeah, I'm pushing it. Okay, and then we want to blend that out a little bit. I need to put a little more brown right here. Okay. Blend that out a little bit. Okay. Then I'm going to take this burnt ochre. That's the word. And I need to sharpen this too. Oh, I want to tell you guys this. And the next thing I'm going to put in the burnt ochre. Sam's Club carries Prismacolor Premieres. And you get a nice set of them for 20 bucks, I think. It's either 20 or 25. It's somewhere in there, which is an excellent price. For Prismacolor Premiere pencils, they're expensive. And you get like 30, 36 or something. So you get a nice array of pencils, you guys. So if you're looking to have some nice colored pencils that blend, because what you want is you want the nice ones, like Prismacolor Premieres. Even Prismacolor Scholars, they blend out too. Not as nice and creamy and smooth as the Premieres do, but they blend out. I'll tell you another reason to have the Scholars, though. They're the cheaper brand. You can get them at Walmart for like, I don't know, 10 bucks for like, I don't know, 40 or 50 of them or something like that. They have colors in there that you can't get in the Prismacolor Premieres. So I would still get the set of the Scholar ones, which are more for like students, they say. I would get those because they have colors in there that are awesome that you just can't get everywhere. Okay. Ooh, how the heck did that happen? Huh, okay. Okay, so again here, let's take this brown. We're gonna go, I'm trying to say what I want to do with this brown color. Okay. Put that brown in right here. And my blending pencil. And then take this color here, the ochre, and put some in there. And you're still leaving, right on the edge, you want to leave that light watercolor that you started out with for like your highlight. All right, we're gonna put this brown right in here. So you guys can see I'm just doing the same thing over and over. Okay. All right, so now I'll take my blender. Let me blend this brown out. Then let me take and blend out the ochre color. And see, I still left right here that original watercolor. The base color, the highlight. Oh my gosh. Why did my camera do that again? Start that dang. Sorry, you guys. Oh, that makes me mad. I work so hard at making sure I'm in frame and all that, and then ooh, that makes me mad. So sorry, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more. So if that was too blurry and you guys weren't seeing it, I'm gonna do it again here on this last one. Things like that, oh, make me so mad. It makes you mad because you can't be paying attention to everything. Like, okay, when I first did it, remember it wasn't blurry when I came in a little bit closer. Then all of a sudden, it's blurry again. It's like, oh. These cameras have a mind of their own. Okay, so let me blend this the dark brown out, and then we'll blend out the ochre color. And leave a little bit of that base color there. Yeah, I keep checking now to make sure that it doesn't blur up. Ooh. Makes me so mad. All right, I'll stop talking about it. All right. You know, let's add a little brown right in there too. All right, let's add this ochre in. And the way I'm coloring my girl is the same way I would color in a coloring book too. So these are ideas, like if you like to color in coloring books, you can use all these type of ideas for coloring in a coloring book. Same. Doesn't matter if I'm coloring my girl in my mixed media journal or if I'm coloring in a coloring book. It's all the same techniques. that I use. It's all the same. Okay. So, at least you saw that one with it being non-blurry. Oh my goodness. Ooh. All right, so next, let's go to the hair. And let me look at my time situation. What are we at for time? Okay. I want to see if you guys can... All right, now I am going to have to come back out because you guys are going to have to be able to see the hair all the way down. So, there we go. All right, so there we go with that. All right, so now let's do the hair. You know what I need to do? I need to get rid of this white right here. Because my book is going to be in it in a second. All right, let me turn myself a little bit. Hopefully I'm in frame still. Let's bring this down like that. Okay. So what I want to start out with is I want to start out with pencil. Okay. Oh, let me tell you what I did first. I took just black flat acrylic paint. You want the chibi flat acrylic paint because you're going to use pencil over it. If you use a acrylic paint with a sheen to it or like some high quality, it probably is not going to work. So you want to use an Apple Barrel matte acrylic paint, just those 50-cent ones from Walmart. Okay. Because if it has like that, if it has something that has a shine to it, the pencil doesn't go over it. But if it's a matte, flat, black, oh my God, it binds to pencil so good. So, what am I using? Let me grab all my colors here. Did I use this? All right. I did use this. I did use this. I'm grabbing all my pencils because we're going to put strands in. We're going to put hair strands in. Yeah, I did use that. And then, oh. You think I have everything out that I would be able just to grab everything right away. Okay, there we go. So, I'm trying to make sure these are all the colors I used. Okay, I used this right here. This is a pencil extender. Aren't these fabulous? This is by Generals. You can get this at Michael's in the fine art section. You can also get it at like Blick's and stuff. But it extends your pencil when your pencil gets small. So, I love this. This is violet. So, I used a violet. This is Prismacolor Premier Violet. This right here is Prismacolor Premier, not Premier, Prismacolor Scholar. But I love the color, Permanent Blue. See, that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes there's some colors in the Prismacolor Scholars that aren't in the Premier. So I would still get the Scholar set. Also, I'm going to use the Prismacolor Premier Ultramarine. Also, Jane Davenport, I love her pencils too. And they're nice pencils that blend out too. So, and then I'm using a Prismacolor Premier White. So, and this is to make the hair strands. Let me sharpen this a little bit on this one. Everything else is sharp. Alright, so I'm going to start out with this blue color first. It doesn't really matter what I start out with because we're just going to make hair strands. So what I like to do is I just like to follow just making hair strands. So what you definitely don't want to do is you don't want to make anything straight. You just want to just, you see what I'm doing? It's hard to describe. It's just, you just see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to take this purple and I may go over that blue also, which is perfect. just be very like meandering, you know? You're just meandering your way through life here. All right. Then let's take this color here, which is ultra marine, like a purplish blue color. I flippin' love it. And just come through here. This color here, you'll think that you're not even really using it, but you are. It's one of those colors, it doesn't, on black, it's not showing up majorly, but it's showing up and it looks really pretty. It's just adding more depth. I love it. I love it. Okay. Very pretty. Okay, so now let's take this, our Prismacolor white. You know what else I want to try? I want to try a white gel pen. See if I want to do a white gel pen or if I want to use the Prismacolor Premier white pencil or both. We're going to find out. I'm not going to start at the top because I don't, what if I don't really want it there? Yeah, okay. That answered my question. It's not going over all of the pencil. So let's just add this in with the pencil. So again, now this is really where it brings things out, is using this white pencil. Okay. Things just really start popping. Okay. All right. I love that. All right, so I love that. And now the thing that's really going to pop it, I just went and bought this yesterday because I don't think I had one. Then I looked at it, I think I do have this. I just don't know where the heck it's at. Anyway, I bought a Pentel Gold Pen. It's a Pentel gel pen. You buy this in the fine art section this is where I bought it, at Hobby Lobby. And it puts a nice, it's the perfect point on there, and it has it's a nice metallic gold, and we're gonna put some metallic gold in the hair, which is gonna look fabulous. Make sure you guys are still there. It really pops it, and I hope it appears on the screen. I don't know if it will or not. And you just kind of go over everything you just did. And it just really pops things. And the more meandering you are about this type of work when you're doing the hair strands, the better off it's going to look. You don't want any straight lines. You just want meandering. You want to be a meanderer. Sorry I'm getting quiet, you guys. Just focusing a little bit. Okay. Sometimes you gotta be quiet and focus for a second. All right. And this pen does go over the pencil, which is really, really nice. Isn't that pretty? I think that's really, really pretty. And let me just take my book and just kind of, oh, you can see it in the, I was wondering if you could see it in the thing. You can see the gold. Cool. Okay, so I think that looks really pretty. You guys, we're going to power on. So this video may be an hour and a half long. We're just going to power on. I want to go down to her mermaid tail. Okay. Can you guys see enough there? Let me see. Let me try to come in a little bit. Oh, this camera better not blur its way into anywhere or I'll be like so mad. I'll be like, all right. I'll check it in a second to make sure that it's not blurring out since I kind of came in close. The purple. So I want to take my violet Prismacolor Premier. Okay. Oh, let me tell you what I first did. You guys are like, okay, girl, calm down. Okay. What I did is I took, the Jane Davenport and I used, what colors? It'll be easy to show you on this palette. I used the teal palette of Jane Davenport and I used this purple here. I used my favorite, which is called Best Friend and Fairy Tale. I like Fairy Tale too. I used Best Friend. I used the Mystic purple right there. And I used, what blue did I use? I either used 70s eyeshadow or I used this blue here. I can't remember which one it was. So you get the point. So I used those watercolors and I did wet on wet. So I wet the whole tail, the mermaid tail. And then I just dropped in color and let the color mesh together. That's it. Then I took my Prismacolor Premier Violet pencil. And I started going over like any of the lines, like all the lines there. I started going over those. And again, watercolor, just like acrylic paint, gives a really nice surface for pencil to work over. So I like to put a base down of watercolor and then or acrylic paint and then shade with the pencil. In fact, I really like putting down acrylic paint and then doing pencil over it, doing a lot of shading with pencil. It works really nice. It even has a better bite than the watercolor does. Okay, so I just put that purple in, and then I want to use my blender to blend it out, if I can find the damn thing. How can I lose my blender? You guys, I only use it every other second. Here it is. Oh, and where you get a blender is, if you don't know about a blender pencil, this is it right here. This one I think I got at Blix. Yeah, I got it Blix. I have another one too right here that's not so small. This one I got, they're both from Blix. But you can get them, I'll use my one that's not so small. You can get them also at, and they're only like maybe $1.50 or something. And Blix has its own pencils. You can buy them right there where they have their pencils at. And so I'm just blending it out. Also, Michael's in their professional section has blender pencils. You know what I think? I think that I think Hobby Lobby in the professional section does not have blender pencils. Maybe they do. Okay. And then do the same thing with all the, like, where all the black lines are at. And by doing this, you putting in this shading, and it just really brings her fins alive. her mermaid tail. I'd love to have a mermaid tail, but then I'd have no legs. I'm crazy. So would I rather have a mermaid tail or would I rather have legs? No. I've never had a tail before, so how would I know if I want a tail, mermaid tail, or if I want legs? I like my legs. Maybe I could try the mermaid tail out first, and then I could choose. All right. I know I'm talking crazy. Okay, so then let's do it again. I know you guys are seeing those stars. We're going to talk about those stars in a second. Oh, some of you guys are like, how'd you get what are those stars? I saw someone on Facebook, and they did a coloring book page, I think it was, and I had already thought about doing this, like, you know, the wet on wet, and then having the colors all blend together. I already had thought about that, but I seen a girl, she had done something like this. It wasn't on a mermaid tail, it was on something else she was coloring in, but she put those stars on there, and I thought, oh, I'm going to put those stars on my mermaid tail. So you guys always be looking out for ideas and inspiration. You can find them anywhere. And it was so cool because I had already thought about going ahead and meshing all these colors together. I was already going to do that. But then I hadn't thought about, you know, doing the stars and stuff. And I do this kind of work in other things I do. So when I seen that, I was like, oh, yes, I love that. Okay, so let's just finish up this purple. Okay, and blend this out. Oh, I'll show you guys something else I need to do. I just saw. And we're not going to totally get this all completely done probably on this video, but it's going to be basically done. Because, you know, you always go back and do little things to finish things, or you see things, so we're just basically getting this done. Right here. This black line. I can't just leave that black line like that. What the hell? We cannot have that. Do I want to put this color in? No. We're going to put the dark umber color. My darker umber color pencil. There we go. That looks good. And if you've been using a color, kind of take your pencil and just scrape it off on a piece of paper. So you don't, you know, keep, you know, getting like purple in your brown, which probably wouldn't show up anyway. Okay, so that looks better. Does that look better? So I took that umber color and just did my little crease right there for my arm. Can't just leave that black thing there. What the hell? Okay, what am I doing? Oh, okay, now I'm going to show you the stars, okay? Oh, and there's something I want to do first. I want to do some splatters. I want to do some splatters around this whole thing. There are some stars, some splatters I did already, but I want to do a lot of splatters, like on her tail. So, and I don't want to get everything, so let's go like that, so I don't do her body, or her complete body in here. If I get some on the hair, I'm fine, but not everywhere. Okay, so I want to do some splatters. and then we'll do the stars. So again, Apple Barrel cheap acrylic paint, Walmart. And people seem to like that. I get a lot of compliments about that. They're like, I like that you break things down and you tell us where to get the things and how much the things are. So if that irritates you, I'm sorry. But most people like that because, you know, I mean, that's my first question is, where do I get that if I want that product? And also, how much is it? You know, so that's why those are the things I think about. So that's why I always tell you guys. Nothing worse than you like a product, you don't know where to get it, you don't know how much it is. Okay, so let's fairy dust this. So in this case, it's fairy dust, but it's also stars on these fins. Adding the magic. You know, if you fairy dust anything, white splatters, you're going to get magic. That's where some magical stuff starts happening. I'm doing it over here on this page where I did the collaging of the gnome. And I'll have close-up pictures of everything at the end. We'll have a little video at the end. I'll make sure I make a little picture video so you guys can see. Okay. So you can see everything up close. Okay. Ta-da! You know what? I'd like to put a little, well, nah, I like it like that. I was thinking, should I put a little bit of sparkles like that in her hair too? But I'll just do a little bit down there, like some fell off onto her hair there. Okay, so let's take and let's make a little, show you how to make the stars. It's super simple, you guys. And I'm not going to make all the rest of the stars. I'll do that off camera because, you know, it takes time to make all these stars. But you want to wet your liner brush. And for one, you want a liner brush. And then wet your brush and then wet your white paint just a little bit. So it's just a little lighter. And you don't want a ton of paint on your brush. Okay. And let me make sure that you guys are in frame so you guys can see this. All right. So I'll just start anywhere. Okay. So like right here, all you're doing is you put a dot down. Okay. And you just do a flick out, flick out. Flick out. And you know what? Right now I'm not liking, I'm going to remove that. If you don't like it right away, you can remove it. Just a second. I just feel like I have too much paint on my brush. Okay, let's try it again. Flick out. What I don't want is I don't want my lines when I flick out to be too thick. And that's what was happening just now. And you flick out 4 times. You may flick out another 5 or another 6. Doesn't matter. Okay, and that's it. And you know what's working better for me right now? It's not working with my paint really liquidy. Just getting a little bit on the tip is what's working out right now. So experiment, people. Like I always say, experiment. Okay, so then put your dot down, right? And just do a flick out. And when you flick out, that's what gives you the more natural looking type of star. Like a star just went bam and hit the page. In my opinion, that's what I think. So you just put the dot down. Put your little dot down and just flick out. You know what I just thought about? So we're almost making like a little planet out of her mermaid tail. We're also going to do some shooting stars. Let me show you how to make shooting stars. And this just came to my head since I'm sitting here doing all this. Okay, so to do a shooting star, again, put a dot down, a little bit bigger size dot, and just take it one big flick out, and that's a shooting star. Cool, huh? Actually, I actually don't like that shooting star. So, let's see if I can get rid of it. Okay, let's try it again. So, I have my dot down, and then let's do it again. Cool. And then let's just make this part a little bigger. I know you guys are like, oh, why are you being so picky about a shooting star? I know how I like them to look. And that's not exactly looking the way I want. Ooh, that dug into my page almost. Okay, let me do it again. But that's the idea, you guys. Just put a dot down. And, like, let me put a dot here. Let me see if I can get this going here. And then shoot it out. I like that one. Okay? And that's it. You just put a dot down and then there's a shooting star. You can do one right here. And shoot out. Love it. Okay? And that's a shooting star. And hopefully the camera is close enough that you guys are seeing this. Alright? And I'll do another one over here. There we go. I like these shooting stars. And you can even do a shooting star like off the page and then end up on the mermaid tail. So I did one. I'm off the tail. I'm off the mermaid tail, but I did it and then shoot it off right onto the mermaid tail. Look how cool that looks. Hopefully you guys saw that. Hopefully I was close enough. Cool. Yeah, you're seeing them. Yay. Okay. So, there's how you do the stars, the shooting stars, and the little small stars, which we could call fairy dust or little small stars. Whichever. I'm looking to see what else we need to do. Oh, what I wanted to do to finish this up was... let me talk about the collaging that I did over on the other side. So I didn't really give that much attention. And let me come back out. Okay, I guess I'll come back out more. Okay. Yeah, come out completely. Okay, do we need to be looking at me mostly? Absolutely not. Okay, let's come back down a little bit. Come down. All right, well, we have no choice. All right. Did I get paint on my thing? Hope not. I'm wearing like this Sherpa type of like little overcoat jacket thing. It's so soft. I got it from Sam's Club. I love it. It's pink. I love it. It's so warm and cozy. Okay, so let's just talk about this really quick over here. This was Dreamz, etc. And I'll put her link below. She's on YouTube and she also has her own Etsy shop. She had a whole paper line of gnomes and it was more like a Christmas line, but you could still use stuff like it's so fantasy that you could use it all the time. That's how I looked at it. So what I did is I took some of her paper and I put the music notes. I ripped a piece of that off and then the handwritten and I put that down first. Then I layered on the gnome, which look at this gnome. Isn't this just precious? The gnome kind of went over the edge a little bit, so I'll have to cut that off at the end. Then look at this sweet little deer, you guys. Oh, so I went ahead and collaged the deer on. Oh, before I did the deer, I did this sweet little lamp here. Isn't this precious? I put that down, then I put the deer over that. Then there was a little button, I just stuck that on there. So that's how I collaged all of this together. And I will take a pencil, where is it? Do I have one out? Of course not. A Stabilo. That's the word I was looking for. Is this my Stabilo? Yeah, but this one's not. Okay. I'll take my Stabilo, which you can use a black watercolor pencil too, and go around everything here and put a little shading in. Okay? Just like that. Okay? And I'll do that all the way around this whole thing, which will kind of just frame all of this with my Stabilo. But I'm not going to do that right now on camera because, again, time situation. But I will do that all the way around that. The next thing I want to do while we're on camera still is I'm going to stencil some stuff up here. I love my stencils. They're very like Parisian, French, like they're from France. There's this one here. I have a bunch of these that I got at Tuesday morning on clearance for like $1. So you guys, if you want to look these up, these are the kind of stamps I'm talking about. Okay, this one says Paris. And this says something else, but I don't know what the hell it even says. This is another one that says Paris, number 9, Roulet Verre. I don't even know the brand of these, but look up Paris or French stencils on eBay, and I think you can get them because somebody said they got them off of eBay. So that's what you need to look up. Look up French or Paris type of stencils. This one says Cafe Paris, number 7, something. Okay, so you guys get the idea. Okay, so I have all of these, and I am obsessed with them. And if I knew I was this obsessed, I think I picked them up for maybe $2 a piece. I would have doubled up on all of them. But anyway, I wanted the word Paris right here, but it didn't fit. So there's this word, this Francias, whatever that means. Maybe that's French or whatever for France. Francias. And to me, it's not about the word. It's just about, I love how, like, French it looks. Like, how Parisian it looks. So I want to put that up here. So I'm going to put that word here. And then below it, I'm going to put Amour. So we got to get our black paint out. And you know what I need to do? Let me move all this stuff over to the other side. All my pencils. I need to make room. All right. So I'm going to take our black acrylic paint. And you guys, we're at the end. So if you're like, oh girl, your video's long, we're at the end. Let me put my things up. Okay, so. And we're at the top of the page. I'm just making sure I'm lined up the way I want it lined up. And I pretty much am. Okay. So I'm taking the makeup sponge. Ooh, that was a nice crash. I'm taking my makeup sponge. Where the hell did I just put it? Alright, I just took my makeup sponge out and lost it that quick. Goodness. Alright, here's another one. And I take my black paint. And, of course, with the makeup sponge, you don't want to have too much paint on there. And let's start pouncing. Sometimes I rub, sometimes I pounce. Sometimes I do a mixture of both. Oh, are you guys looking at my makeup sponge? It's right there. Oh, Lord. Right in front of my face. Isn't that statement true? Can't see what's in front of your face. Jeez. Girl. And I hold on to it good so I can kind of lift it up a little bit to see if I'm... And because everything's so rustic anyway, if anything isn't perfect on this, it'll be perfect anyway, right? We made all this look like an old wall, right? So if it's not perfectly stenciled, that's going to look perfectly better. Okay, nice. So that goes there. Francisas, whatever the hell it says. It just looks very Parisian, looks very French, and I love it. Okay, so the next one I want to put Amour, which means beautiful, I believe, right? Doesn't Amour mean beautiful? And I think she's beautiful, so I want to have the word Amour. Let's line that up. And it's going to go over her, a little bit over her horns, which I'm fine with. Just want to line this up nicely where I want this. Okay, so we're going to line that up there. Rubbing on this is working better than pouncing, so I'm just rubbing it on. It depends on your surface that you're working on. But I have all this texture, and rubbing the black on through the stencil is working the best. Let me a little pouncing afterwards. Oh, cool. Look how cool that looks. Oh, love it. Okay, so the next thing I want to do on the other side, where we have the gnome and the deer. Doesn't this just look like a little fantasy world? Obsessed. Okay, I want to have the word, I want to have Paris on there. But I think one of my stencils will fit with the Paris. I think this one. Let me see. I'm going to show you guys these in a second to end the video. We're going to make those. Nope, not this Paris. Okay, I have another Paris. I think that's going to fit over there. I tested it out. Does that Paris fit there? No, I thought it was that one. What the hell? Excuse my language. Doesn't this one fit on there? Just a second, people. Oh, this one does fit on here. Okay, so I want this Paris to fit on here. To be on here. Now, the S doesn't completely fit on it, but the S fits good enough. So, here we go. I heard someone say the other day, why does everything have to be perfect? Why can't things just be good enough? You know what? That's the truth. Not everything has to be perfect. I mean, some things need to be as near perfect as possible because you're dealing with maybe someone's life or something like that. But a lot of times we're not dealing with life decisions, you know? And we could just give ourselves a lot less stress if we just did it good enough. And good enough is going to look more realistic than perfect, isn't it? Who does anything perfect? A machine. And not even them always do everything perfect. Am I right or am I wrong? Oh, I love that. And then I'll put the word Paris right there. Love it. That looks awesome. Now what I'm wondering is if I need something right here or if I need to leave well enough alone. I feel like something needs to go there. I know some of you guys are like, girl, why don't you stop? I like this word bonjour. Let's just put that right there. Okay. Now, do these words have anything to do with the subject at hand? No. I just like how Parisian or French it all looks. So, that's why I'm doing it. Oh, that looks perfect. That was like the little bit of something that I needed. And I feel like a little cross or something needs to go there. See, these are the finishing touches that I'm talking about that, that you start doing. Okay, see this right here? I love this. This is a foam stamp that I got at Hobby Lobby. And they don't, you can't find foam stamps anywhere anymore. They don't make them all that often, especially good ones. But that's a fabulous stamp. And I want to put that right there. I need some more black paint. So this is kind of exciting. You guys are watching me right at the end. These are all the little decisions, a lot of times that I'll make at the end. And I'm still probably going to make some decisions off camera. I'll look at things and go, oh, I want this or that, you know. But you're getting the main bits, okay? All right, so I just loaded this stamp up. Isn't this a gorgeous stamp? Oh, I got it on clearance for like $1 at Hobby Lobby when they do their clearancing out in January. I wonder how that's going to work this year because of Corona. They didn't sell as much of everything as they wanted. Well, maybe they did after we opened up. People went crazy at Hobby Lobby. Okay, now it didn't perfectly stamp, but I'm still loving that. Look how it looks good. It's very rustic. I like it. I like it a lot. So I'm good with it that it didn't completely stamp out. And I'm going to leave everything now. I like everything the way it is. I think this looks good. The only thing off camera that let me just wipe this off, my stencil, or my stamp. Remember I just talked about that word, it's good enough? Look, this is good enough. Even though I didn't get that middle part, this looks cool still. Good enough turned into perfect for me right there. Okay. The only thing left I'm going to do is take my Stabilo, okay, and go around the edges of all this stuff here, just to give it a little framing. I also need to still glue another page together with this page, so this thickens it. The reason I didn't do that at the beginning was because I didn't want this page to get too stiff and weird and wrinkly, because I wanted to be able to paint my girl in and have it be nice and smooth. So that is it, you guys. I'm basically done, besides doing that, I think. And I really like how she turned out. What do you think? How do you like her? Have you been inspired to do some mixed media? Oh, and if you don't draw, you can always just collage something, okay? You can stamp a girl onto your artwork and do that. So you can use a stamp and stamp a girl or whatever your subject is. You can go in a magazine and get a bunch of collage pieces and collage them all together. If you have a paper pad of something you like, you can collage that all together. So, you know, there's just so many ways that you could take any of these ideas or any of this inspiration and just go off on your own tangent. One last thing I want to show you guys is how to make, not how to make them, but I just want to show you these mermaid, what are we going to call these? Fairy beads that I made out of straws. You guys look at these. Chrissy Crosser, hey girl, if you're watching my channel, I watched her channel and somebody else, I can't remember, and I used both their ideas on how to make these, I'm calling them fairy beads. Aren't these fabulous? These would be awesome to hang, like once I'm done with this book, I want to do the cover and then have beads hanging off on the, you know, on the, oh, Jesus, this part here. Have beads hanging, like have a chain hanging and have a bunch of beads. So some of these will be the beads hanging. Aren't these fabulous? Yeah, I'm calling them fairy beads. Also, I think these beads would make great Christmas gifts. Also, these can make great beads to hang off of off a journal, an art journal, but also like off your purse. Wouldn't that be so pretty? Little purse charms. These are all made out of straws, you guys. Can't tell it's a damn straw, can you? Straws and wire. I'll show you how to make the whole thing. So I'll be showing you how to make these, and when these make great Christmas presents, you guys. Oh my god, fairy beads. I'm obsessed. So I will do a video soon on how to make fairy beads. Okay, you guys, that is it. Let me make sure you guys are still here. Yes, you are. Ooh, this video is long. Oh my gosh. Oh well, I hope you guys enjoyed this long video. Sorry it was so long, but I thought, you know what, we're gonna power through and finish this. There's a lot of work to this. We're gonna finish this, dang it, today. So that is it. Also, I may be selling some prints of my artwork of not this page, because this is somebody else's artwork, but prints of this page. If I do decide to do that, I'll announce that in my next mixed media set of videos that I'm going to be making next. So so that's it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. If you can give this video a thumbs up. Any comments or questions, leave them below. Come visit me on Facebook and Instagram. And make sure that you guys do something nice for someone today. And remember, my friends, we are more alike than we are not. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Happy holidays.